I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the walls. The chair is against the walls. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to the Daily Gun Show. We come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific for about an hour. We'll talk about guns. We run it live on stupid YouTube, and we simulcast it over at gunchannels.com. Gun Channels is a community we built 5 years ago almost, where a bunch of people get together every single day and talk about guns. We've got some people joining us over on the GunTube tonight. And we're just barely using YouTube for its function, but we're using GunTube because it's better. We've got a Dead Horse joining us from Utah. Thanks for jumping in.
Howdy.
Got Night Strike, creator of GunTube. Thanks for making GunTube. Thanks for letting us use it.
Hey, no problem. Remember, I said it was a project that I was just working on, and it seems to be working well. So, hey, whatever works.
Better than well, and it's a bargain. So jump over to Patreon. Night Strike's only bringing in like under $40 a month right now. It's a crime. So this is new media. Check it out. Angelina, I think that's you joining us from California.
Hello.
That's
yeah,
you.
I don't know how to become a tactical T-Rex again.
Right on. So we'll show you that in a second. And then we got Russ joining us from Arizona as well.
What's going on?
Not too much. So I'm down here in Tucson with Russ. So now I'm bringing over to the GunTube screen, the weird looking screen because it's, you know, mirroring itself. But over here at the bottom right, you can click on this little button and you see your name up there. Well, you're going to see whatever. And then you click on that, you can change your name over here. And then this is an email address. You can just put whatever email address you want. There's a website. How do you spell it?
It's on gravatar.com.
So it's GRAVATAR.com, and I'm going to send a link in the GunTube here. And then you can head over to that website, and it's sort of a platform that allows you to associate an email address with an avatar. So creating a little whatever free account over here.
You're not okay, now you're sharing.
So it'll create it'll let you post an avatar and associate it with an email address. And when you come back over to GunTube and click on the little thingy and then your name, that's where you put the email address you've used over at Gravatar. And once you've done all that, it pops over to your regular icon over here. And it turns out you can use that Gravatar on in all different kinds of places, right? So anything there? Yeah, you guys can't see anything because I'm not screen sharing. So sorry about that. That was a little narrow casting to the people that are joining us inside of GunTube tonight. You want a link to GunTube? Be in the chat tonight. Patreon. We have to put a link over on Patreon. All right, so it's Friday, and on Fridays on the Daily Gun Show, we usually talk about the industry. We talk about tech, and I'm opening up my list here. I was just working on the 2A project on the GunTube with Night Strike and Pink. Pink just left for work, and I want to thank you guys again for helping me with the research. You guys are helping me with the little odds and ends that I wasn't able to find, and lets me keep going with some of the art. Anyway, we've been efforting on that. I totally lost track of time. That's where we're running a little bit late tonight. But episode 590, that's a pretty neat thing. M. And then we'll have, we're going to be talking about, what the hell is this? Have been interested in the 300 blackout SBR running it suppressed for home defense. I'm thinking about the new offerings from Noveski or the Honey Badger from somebody. But I'm open to other things as well. Not sure about barrel lengths, rifle twists, and the like. Just would like to be running mostly subs. So I don't know what that means either. So, or maybe S. I don't know what that means. So we got Night Strike in here.
Subs means subsonic. He wants to run nothing but subsonic ammo in his 300 blackout, like heavy 220 grade stuff.
Gotcha. So we got Night Strike, who knows all about the Palmetto State stuff. We got Dead Horse, who knows about ARs. Russ, I don't know how much experience you got with the 300 blackout, or anybody else who wants to chat about it, but it isn't my forte. I'll let you guys take that one.
Yeah, like the Noveski, I mean, you're looking at a great 300 blackout gun right there with a quality barrel. You really can't go wrong. And if you can afford that, then
I would definitely say, yeah, like there's nothing wrong with Noveski at all. You're going to have you're going to get a great gun that's going to last you a long time. And I do think 300 blackout subsonic's a good home defense round. You know, you get, depending on your state, I guess you get, you know, a lot of magazine capacity there, and a 220 or 240 grain pill, you know, going 1,000 or 1,100 feet per second is pretty effective. It really is.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, 300 blackout, especially suppressed inside, is much better than 5.56. And you know, with it running full speed, you're looking at, you know, 7.62 by 39 performance out of it. So you can't really go wrong. It feeds better than an AR platform.
Well, and that's another benefit of 300 blackout is, other than the barrel, everything's just standard AR. So, I mean, you don't have to buy a special bolt carrier group. You don't got to buy special mags. In my experience, 300 blackout runs great out of the Gen 2 mag pull mags. They have some special dedicated 300 blackout mags, but I haven't had a single issue shooting light, supersonic, or heavy subsonic rounds through just regular Gen 2 P mags.
Yeah, the only ones I've ever had problems with are the Gen 1s. And sometimes running over 200 grain bullets, they get caught up a little bit and trying to make the turn.
And I've had that experience on GI mags with heavy bullets. Getting caught up on GI mags, but I haven't had any issues with the poly mags, hex mags, Machine First Tactical, even the thermal mags. The thermal mags have all worked great for me. Like pretty much every poly mag I've tried has worked with 300 blackout.
All right, I guess I had been running the video at the same time you guys were talking, so that's why it screwed up for everybody. But hey, that's what you get. So, are we done with that one? 300 blackout. Appreciate you guys chiming in on it.
Yeah, and the honey badger is pretty unique. That's going to have a lot of proprietary parts, and that's why I would stay away from the honey badger. Is just that there's some of that's pretty proprietary. So if you ever have something break or whatever, you might have a harder time finding parts. And you know, but going with something like Noveski, you're going to be able to upgrade and change out parts on that gun for the next 30 years, no problem. Oh, and then he also asked about twist rates. Just 1 in 8. 1 in 8 does everything really well. So you can swing your gun. Your gun can swing both ways, right? So you can shoot really light, 110 grain projectiles in it if you want to, and it handles 220 or 240 grain subs great. So 1 in 8 really does everything really well.
Right on. Well, thanks again for chiming in on that, and hopefully that gives them something to chew on. And of course, anytime you want to extrapolate on that, Thursdays, Dead Horse does the show and tell chats. I'm guessing anytime somebody jumps into a live chat where Dead Horse is there, feel free to bend his ear and with like a specific question or whatever. And anybody else really, because the 300 is pretty popular. How many people on gun channels you figure are running 300 at this point?
Oh, at least 10. There's at least 10 guys I know on gun channels that have 300s. So I love mine. It's fantastic. It really, I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. So I thought it was going to be kind of cliche, just something that was going to sit in the safe. But it's actually something that's really, really nice. And it's fun.
Right on. So one of the reasons we do the Daily Gun Show on a daily basis is so that we can talk about a new gun shop every day. And today we're talking about a shooting range. It's the Clark County shooting facility. I think I've got everybody locked onto my screen now. So we're looking at from space, and Vegas is here. And as we scroll into the city of Vegas, you can kind of get an idea of where the Clark County shooting complex is outside of town. So the main Vegas is kind of right where it says Las Vegas here. I'm going to flip it over to satellite, and you can get an idea of how big the sprawl is in the city of Vegas there in that sort of valley or whatever. And as you go north out of town, it's literally on the edge of town. So when you drive out to it, you're going to be coming up this road and you go through this big giant wash. And then this is all coming back uphill out of that wash. And the first thing you're going to encounter after these giant tanks is the entrance and a welcome center. And you can see right off the bat how much scale we're talking about. I don't even know what these are. These are probably camping areas or something for people that want to stay there for an extended amount of time. But you can see there's a huge selection of skeet towers here that are the first thing you're going to encounter or drive past. You're going to go past this huge sporting clay area over here. I think that's sporting clay. Some more shotgun stuff over. Oh, these are regular ranges, it looks like, over here. Then you sorted. Oh, okay. So you drive up this road and then back again. So these are the sporting clays, and then yeah, these are the big ranges. So this one's new. I haven't been to this stuff, whatever this is over here. And then it looks like they're doing some kind of a giant thing up here. I don't know what that's going to be. But these ranges are nothing to sneeze at. This is a parking lot. So that's a huge facility there with some long distance ranges. And then this is their training facility. And what's neat, if I can get the little Google guy to drop out over here, I'll be able to do it. Oh, stupid Google. Telling me they didn't drive up here. Oh, that's how weak Google is. So maybe I can drop the guy right here. And you can see the range here. This is the out at the end where there's this garbage can. This is the shooting building though. And then beyond it over here is that other range. But now I'm going to zoom around to this, to the back to looking at the city. And this is a really lame sewed together image here, but it gives you some idea of the city. Looks like a little radio or a train set or something when you're up here. And it's neat, especially in the evening. You can see the city all lit up downtown and everything. You can see the stratosphere here, and Luxor's over here somewhere. So it's just kind of neat to be able to be up at a shooting facility outside such a major city like Vegas and have such options. It's really neat. So again, that was way in the corner over here by the garbage cans, and looking at this building, there's a whole nother building over here, and then all this shotgun area, and then the visitor center. And I don't even know what this is over here, something else. So, oh, archery maybe? That looks like an archery range. So a really cool facility. It's run by, I guess, the state of Nevada or the county of Clark County. Either way, it's publicly run. Even at SHOT Show now, they'll have it filled up with events and stuff. And I think it's neat to see such a large facility in a satellite view like this. I mean, it's definitely takes up some real estate. It's every bit as big as this big golf course over here, right? Almost.
How many acres is that complex?
Good question. I have no idea. So let's find out. 5-star, meaning it's all fancy. Do they have an about us or something? And about Clark County. We don't really care about Clark County. Yeah, they don't really say right on the main page. Pretty big though, I bet. You like
so
it?
is that shooting complex sponsored by the county?
It's state run, but I don't know if it's the state or if it's the county or if it's the.
It's the county. It's like part of their park.
Okay.
Parks and stuff. So they have the.
Oh, that's cool.
Those are like park rangers.
It was organized by the Board of County Commissioners in '63. So yeah, sounds like a county thing. This is the whole Parks and Recreation. So anyway, people can go look at it, and it doesn't tell me how big the dang thing is. 178 acres. There you go. 178 acres of controlled shooting space for rifle, shotgun, pistol, bow, and arrow. Cool. So anyway, we try to feature a gun shop every day. Today it's a range, and anytime you'd like to contribute to that or be part of that, have us feature one of your shops, you can email us dailygunshow@gmail.com. We're looking for shops that are interesting, unique, old. If you go into a shop and ask if you can take pictures and they say it's okay, post those on Instagram or on gun channels or whatever it is you do your social media stuff, and then link it to us, and we can help the shop out, let people know about your channel, and we all win. All right, so that was our topic already. letter E. And then we have the gun shop of the day. And we have a little bit of gun. Oh, no, that's not today's gun history. That was from the other day. We don't really have anything else on the schedule, so we kind of wing it. It's gun industry day. Is there any industry happen? Any industry of things happening today? Or anything in the
not
news?
today, but I don't know if you talked about Freedom Munitions or not.
So
Yeah,
Freedom Munitions going out of business, you mean? Filing for bankruptcy?
Well, they're not going out of business. They just declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy, but they're still going to make ammo and still be selling ammo.
Chapter 11 is reorganization.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know much about it, but I have heard about it. We talked a little bit about the news of it on Early Watch the other day, but do you guys have any insight or just opinion on it?
Yeah, well, I've been hearing people like say that it's because of it's because that they weren't selling ammo and stuff, and that's not the truth. They were always out of stock on a lot of their popular calibers because they were selling so much. They basically made bad business decisions and investments and stuff, and that's why they had to go Chapter 11. But it wasn't because they were in a slump or not selling stuff. They were selling stuff as fast as they could make it, really. I mean, so they're still going to be selling ammo and always still be out of stock on stuff. So, but I've heard a lot of people say that like they think they're closing down or going out of business too or whatnot. And no, they're supposed to be there.
Teacher was just asking if I got he sent some patches in one time from a surplus, or yeah, I guess we call it a surplus store. And yeah, I did get those things. In fact, I already sent some of them out to people. All right, looks like Bob's out there.
Gun industry news. I think I heard something about well, I don't know if it's gun industry versus gun law or rights or whatever, but I heard a judge blocked the sanction in Illinois where they banned ARs, and then a judge blocked that, so ARs aren't banned anymore.
Right, two different ways too, so they're not making that like as part of the conversation, I don't think, but it's interesting that like more than one plaintiff came forth and the judge ruled on two of their cases. So I don't know if that means a big deal or not, but it's just, it always says like, oh, a judge stopped it, but he actually stopped it from two different angles. So I think that's
was it the same judge that stopped it from two different angles or different judges?
I don't know about that, but I'm just guessing, you know, from whatever law I know, at least that makes it seem like it's that poorly written that there was two different ways to suggest that it shouldn't be happening.
Well, I think I don't know why it got overruled, but I'm guessing it came down to it was just unconstitutional, is what I'm saying. And I've been using GunTube more. That's industry news. GunTube's industry news.
Yeah, it is. It's been working pretty decent.
More, and it's working really good. And I've been able to watch a lot of videos on there without it like freezing. It doesn't do anything stupid. It works like smoothly. Like I've been pretty impressed with it, and I like it because like I'll get on there and I'll watch like some guy's video. Like I'm like the only view on it, like, and the only comment, or like I'll be the only guy subscriber right now, right? And it's like cool. Like I get to support this guy and help him grow, and you know, and stuff like that. And you know, because like I see new people. Like you go search for that same guy on YouTube. He's not on YouTube. He's only on GunTube. He's like, you know, so I think that's cool that there's guys like coming out now and being like, yeah, I was never into YouTube, but now that we got something like just for us, like I'll start making videos. So I think that it's guntube.org.
Is it? Can we go there?
Yeah, you can go there and watch videos and sign up and post videos, and it's like YouTube but just for us gun guys. And it works smoothly and good, and like I've used it on my phone, but through using the full desktop site, on my phone, and it works even good on my phone doing the full desktop site using Chrome on my phone. So,
Dead Horse, I have to correct you. It's not just for us gun guys. It's for everyone that likes guns.
okay, well, yeah,
Not just us, but everybody.
you're right. But yeah, but it's for the firearms community. So, yeah.
All right, so I'm on it right now. This is my first time. So there seems to be like a lot of stuff on here.
Oh, and there's more and more every day, so it's still growing, you know. And it's
26 pieces.
Yeah, and the smoothness on a phone is just amazed me. I mean, I watched a three-hour broadcast on there, and it never broke up, never digitized. It was smooth the whole time, so that's pretty amazing.
That's what I'm saying. I was like really impressed using it on the phone. I was like, yeah, this is better than YouTube. Like, better than the YouTube app. Like, you know, like, it was better.
Considering we're in the beta stress test, I'm just glad it's working for everyone.
So do you do like a channel, like the same kind of thing?
Yeah, same thing. All you do is create an account, and that's your channel. And you can set it up and upload videos, or you don't have to upload videos, just like you do.
Be better if there was a gun channels link right here, but whatever.
All right. I'll put a gun channel link there.
My channel be orange? Is that a thing?
It is on gun channels.
Yeah.
Do you have CSS for the things yet? Not necessarily.
No, that is
top
not
priority.
right now. You can add orange images on your channel. You can have a channel banner as well as your avatar as well. So, I would say put orange in your channel banner, and there you go.
Oh, John D is saying that there's a hotline if you have technical issues we can call you.
No,
Being nice.
do not call me. Use the email contact form on GunTube if you want support for GunTube.
All right, so don't call 952 problems. All right, sweet. Well, this is pretty cool. I'll have to check it out some more.
I would like to get some sleep. That's why.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel that.
Well, speaking of making history, a couple of things happened on this day in history. I'm not aware of any good gun stuff, but let's see. France accepts. No, it's boring. The first Father's Day is celebrated where? In 1910. There was a first Father Day. It was celebrated in a place, and that was in 1910. Does anyone know where? No.
Germany.
And it would be called Father's Day or something. Vader's Day. No, it was in a good country.
No, it would be Vater's Day.
It was in a good country. 1910.
A good country at what point in time?
1910. First Father's Day. It was in an interesting place.
Austria.
No. So we'll leave that out there and see if anybody in the audiences. Norway is also wrong. What do y'all think that other countries came up with this shit? Like nobody else has. None of these other countries cared about fatherhood. What?
Is it not America?
It is the USA. It is the USA. Now, does anybody know specifically where in the USA and not some lame country? Because it was in a specific place, and I don't know why, but that's where it came from. Anyway, so that was today, and that's probably why we. No, not Los Angeles.
San Diego?
Nope. Abraham Lincoln. It is not even in California. 1858, Abraham Lincoln accepted a Republican nomination for the U.S. Senate in Illinois, declared that a house divided itself cannot stand. So I guess that kind of started in politics in 1858. So not California. And
Illinois?
Nope. Not New Jersey, not Pittsburgh, not
Texas?
Somethingville, Texas, not Massachusetts. It was, in fact, I have to go find it again, make sure, Spokane, Washington. Spokane, Washington.
Japan.
Yep. So I have no idea why it came from there, but nobody in Europe ever cared about fathers until 1910. People in this country started caring about fathers, and now there's Father's Day. Probably because fathers in other countries are mean, and they don't have any respect for them.
Right, well, so Father's Day, something for you, Daddy.
What would be a good Father's Day gift as far as the gun industry goes? Something you could walk into your local gun shop, buy that has maybe a good markup on it and hopefully good value for you. Something that your dad could use and isn't just a tie or a second cleaning kit. How about a snake? Boar snakes? You guys seem to like the boy snakes. Can you have too many boar snakes? I mean, it's not like a tie. You can use a boar snake.
A boar snake. That's an interesting idea for a gift.
Well, they're like under $20, right? And like I said, it's hard to have too many of them. Cleaning supplies, I guess you can sneak in and see what Dad's missing. You know, refill them. That's boring though, isn't it?
Well, what if you and your dad are getting into guns? You know, I know they sell cleaning kits. You know, just normal cleaning kits for like $20.
I would say that like every guy already has a cleaning kit for his shit. All right, so like every dad, like he's already going to be set up on that. So what I would get him, what most guys don't have, is just one of the optics cleaning kits. So almost everyone has at least one scope or a red dot or something like that. And you can buy those optic brush cleaning kits pretty cheap. And those little optic cleaning pins and stuff like that. There's all sorts of different versions, but an optics cleaning kit might be something good that most people do not have.
That's a good one. What about, at least at some gun stores I've been to, they sell those, like, I just flashlights, but like a snake light or a bright light.
Or a boar snake, like a boar light? Like a boar scope?
Like a smaller flashlight. They usually
G-Webs has a video of one that you like plug into your phone, I think. And he bought that from somewhere, but you can get those from
Amazon
too. This little boar light or camera that you just hook into your phone.
Yeah, Amazon for like $12. Might be tough to get it before Sunday. What?
I mean, I would buy my dad. My dad's English, so I'm not gonna buy him that thing. He doesn't do that. I'd buy him like
A rape whistle.
like some tea, plastic knife.
It's a really, they can't even have plastic knives. You just need to buy them like a really loud whistle so you can like call for help. That's what I was
Nails.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at a gun store, like, you know, I don't know, maybe a sling. I don't know, maybe try that.
All right, well, the gun channel site is not offering any suggestions. Let's see about the YouTube side. Nothing but sadness. So we'll move on. So that was a bit of industry talk. Russ, last gun movie you seen?
Oh, geez, last gun movie. I don't.
Doesn't watch gun movies.
I watched a movie last night that was, I guess, considered a gun movie.
Okay.
It has Tom Cruise in it, and it's one of his newest movies, and it's based on a true story that involved Oliver North with like the Iran-Contra affair and smuggling guns down to Colombia and Contras up into America to train and stuff like that. And there was a shitload of AK-47s in it and M16s and just a shitload of different guns in it. Gosh, what was the name of that? What's the name? Does anyone know the movie I'm talking about? Let me see here. Let me look up his IMDb. It's called American Made is what it's called, and it's based on a true story of Barry Seal, a guy who worked for the CIA back in the 70s and 80s, and with Oliver North and all that. And he's the guy Oliver North screwed over and posted his picture on national news, and then the mafia, or not the mafia, but the cartel knew that, oh, he's the one who took our picture and like betrayed us. So then they came and assassinated him here in the United States. But that's the guy Oliver North screwed over and got killed.
And who's in that side?
Tom Cruise.
Oh, the Scientology.
Like he actually, that's one of his better movies. It really is. Like that's, I'm not a fan of like the Mission Impossibles or the Mummy or like a lot of his other movies. I'm really not. But that was like one of his. I really don't like him that much as an actor. But that movie was actually probably one of his best movies I've ever seen him in. Maybe it was just because the movie was so good, it didn't matter that it was Tom Cruise. But like, I don't know. I think he played that part really well. And then pretty much everyone else in it was like, I don't know, like kind of like a nobody. Like I don't remember like really any other big names in it. Like everyone else was just kind of like nobody's really, at least to me. Like, but that movie was great.
So has anybody else seen it?
I have not.
Russ? Night Strike?
Nope, never seen it.
It is on if you have HBO, it's on HBO on demand or whatever now. So it barely got released on HBO.
I may have to check it out.
It is fantastic, and it has a shitload of like AKs in it. And, I mean, it's like crates and crates of AKs and shooting AKs, and like
You said
there's a lot of AK stuff in it.
You said this was a Tom Cruise movie?
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
And it's how old?
It came out last year.
Nobody knows the movie, though.
American Made.
Oh, American Made.
2017.
I thought you said you didn't know the name of the movie. Yeah, American Made, the one where he's like a pilot.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'll give that one. I'm going to give it like a thumb and something. It's pretty good. Give it a thumb plus.
I'll give it 2 thumbs just because it's based on a true story, and it shows that side of the story that we never got to hear.
So Russ has given us a suggestion for a gun of the day. What's so good about this one? Oh, this is a BB gun. No, it's not. It's 22.
I like this.
Why'd you pick this one, Russ?
It was my favorite gun when I was a kid, and it got stolen. My dad bought it in like 1960 for $40. It was just the coolest little gun. It was accurate as can be. It was about the same size as a 45, but it was real space age. That's the gun that got me into guns.
So the Whitney Wolverine.
I liked it because it was like a Buck Rogers like space gun. Like it was just, it was so future. Like that gun was actually used in a lot of movies as props and dressed up as a space gun. But it was still over.
What?
If you scroll down a little bit, there's like a ray gun looking type gun. Is that?
This is something else.
That one right there.
This is something else. This is just a kid's like what is it? Buck Rogers or something. But there's this thing, which is everybody knows, right?
Nope.
Which is basically made off of it.
Cool.
This is before airsoft and stuff. It was this little gun you could get, and you get these little rubber things that you shot out of it. Came on these little trees. Very cool. So the Whitney Wolverine. Anybody else ever owned one?
No, I've always wanted to. I know that gun, I think, came out in about, what, the 1920s, Russ? Is that when it came out?
56, if I remember.
56.
That
yeah.
late? I thought it was older than that.
No, it was in the 50s.
Yeah, it says 56.
Still, yeah, that's...
He learned aluminum casting
They
during
go
World
for
War
it.
II, working on aircraft guns, and then became a manufacturer for High Standard. And then he made 13,000 of these guns. Only for 2 years.
They go for a pretty penny.
I guess he named
I've
it
seen them
after
for like $100.
he named it after the Michigan Wolverines because it was, I don't know why, but I guess the Whitney name was used because it was near the old Eli Whitney factory site. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, my dad bought his, and he told me the story. He bought it in 1960 at the Woolsworth, the second floor of Woolsworth at Columbus, Ohio. And that was the gun that all the boys learned how to shoot with, and it was my first bullseye gun. And it got stolen out of my car in the high school parking lot when I was 17.
Magazines, you could get extra mags for it at the time, or what?
At the time, you could. I don't think you can find them now for under $100.
Interesting looking design too. It has like a weird looking bolt.
Did you see on that wiki it said Olympic Arms or Olympus Arms made a clone recently?
Yeah, it said a couple of companies had made one's Olympic and then Samson in 17, and then this one doesn't say. I guess they did make it for a while until 17. From 2002 to 2017. Wow. A one-piece polymer frame was available in brown, black, tan, or pink. I don't even remember that existing.
Yeah, I remember when they came out and they didn't feel the same and didn't shoot the same. So I didn't buy one. And they got you could tell the fakes from the real ones. The real ones didn't have a fitted rib across the top. So if you see a fitted rib, it's a remake.
All right, sweet. That was a good gun suggestion.
It was. Bruce Dude says 2 hard thumbs down. I guess he didn't like that movie. More of a comedy, but loose on the facts.
Yeah. I don't have a leg in this, so don't ask me.
That was that movie we were talking about. All right, so where are we at here? So we talked about a movie. We fulfilled that obligation. We've talked about a gun shop by talking about a range. We talked about our topic of the day. Did we mention that Midnight Range is the Gun Channel's member of the day?
I don't think we did.
I don't think we did either. So Midnight, what all do you call him? Mohawk Boy
Mohawk
or
Boy.
Travis 3 or something? Forget which Travis
Yeah, no,
he is.
Travis number 2.
He's Travis 2. I think we're linking to his Gun Channel page here. And he does Sunday night chat. He corks the van chat all the time. He thinks it's funny. And then he gets in and on a couple of chats once in a while. And then is a regular in the text chats. And so we built Gun Channels for. So people that are interested in being part of the conversations have a place they can put stuff down if they want, and they have a place to be involved. So thanks, Midnight, for participating so much and spreading the word of the second. It's also interesting that he's so involved in the his cooking and that aspect of it, that he brings interesting conversations, to the general rooms that pop up. All right, what room am I in here? Nobody else has anything to say about him, I guess, but he's a good guy in spite of all that. We'll
I actually really enjoy his shows. They're very informative, and I don't know, they click with me, so I really enjoy his show.
He did a pretty cool gun video the other day about he borrowed a 1911 from a friend of his, and it was one of the 10 millimeter 1911s. Pretty cool.
Oh, Midnight. You're appreciated, and we don't hesitate you.
He is acknowledged. We acknowledge that
Midnight's
he.
one of those guys that you can talk with, and you feel like you've known him forever. Real personable guy, enjoy the dude.
We acknowledge that he exists. He's never been actually verified as a human being, so it's potential that he's still a robot, but it's a good robot. Very, very human-like robot.
Hides his antenna under robot.
All right, so that's some of the stuff we like to hit on a daily basis on this show. We've been chatting for about an hour. We'll be back on Monday. We've got a bunch of people in here tonight. Anybody have anything going on that you want to chat about? Russ, anything coming up?
Thinking about starting a reloading video thing for GunTube, as a matter of fact. So keep your eye out on that buyer's guide, things like that. So
cool.
Oh, that'll be badass. I'll definitely be down for that.
When were you guys talking about reloading last? And everybody started saying that they wanted to talk more about reloading. So yeah, I think there's definitely a thing for that. Didn't Caliber Corner start out as a reloading show?
No, he talked about reloading a couple times, but he didn't start out as a reloading show. Caliber Corner was just Travis P11's show.
Oh, okay.
He
His
just
first couple were reloading them. Right on. So, Angelina, anything coming up? Any special stuff over the weekend?
Nope, not really. We'll have some new patches coming out probably during the week. Patriot in the Dark actually has first dibs on those, so maybe you'll find out what they are in the future.
I just got a package from Clover today, and I was blown away by his business card. And you've got those business cards special going that he posted a few days ago on the main page. But I would encourage people, if you're sending stuff out, having a real colorful thing with your business or with your logo on it adds a lot to somebody opening up a package. So especially if they're doing like a some kind of open the box type of video or whatever, consider it. It's really cheap to get like 25 of them or 50 of them, and brings kind of the internet off into real world. And if you want to hand them off to somebody or introduce yourself and have something in your hand, it's pretty handy. So it's cool that you got that available for people, and a little bit cheaper than I was paying to get them made in Canada with Vistaprint. So
these are made here. They're actually made, like within 30 miles of me. So they have local business cards.
Night Strike, anything coming up this weekend?
No, just probably when nobody's using GunTube, I might update the software again, work on it, make sure it's running perfectly and everything. That's about it.
I feel like if you were a capable coder, you'd have been able to make the code once and not have to ever touch it again.
Yeah, but remember, it's not my software. It's open source software, so I'm having to modify it and make changes to it for GunTube.
All right. Dead Horse, you got anything projects besides your working on your garage?
No, just working on my gun room, and I'm going to start. I'm probably going to be doing a reloading video series also, but my series is going to be my trials and error. Basically, just setting up my first progressive press and getting it to work right, and just showing everyone like, hey, you might expect the same problems and issues that I'm running into, right? Because I'm new to it, so I think that that might be something good to share with people. I'll probably be doing that on a couple live shows.
Pretty cool. I wasn't really planning on doing a reloading show because I don't like reloading all that much, but I feel like I'm missing out, so I'll also be starting a series on reloading. Mine'll be weak, but I guess I should have mentioned at the beginning of the show that it is Free Patch Friday. Every Friday, if anybody wants to buy anything off the Gear website store, no minimum orders, no codes, no anything. Every order that goes on Friday gets a free patch. And I should have said it at the beginning of the show, but if you order something while we're live like this, a little noise happens, and then who knows what kind of awesome stuff might happen. But thanks for the people that do support our projects online. We've been able to sneak some time to work on the 2A history stuff. Thanks to Pink, I guess isn't in here right now, he's working, and Edge, and to Dead Horse for helping out this week with the project. I posted a couple of sneak peeks over on Patreon. If you'd like to join in tonight to this room that we're actually all in right now over on the GunTube, That is available over on our Patreon, on the Gun Website's Patreon. And we'll continue working through the night on the 2A History Project. And if anybody's got anything live, we'll be able to kind of co-participate in that. Edge has a show happening, I think, at the moment. And doesn't somebody else have a Friday night show at night? Late night Friday? Or am I crazy?
I know Zorro Esparta.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
His chat.
And that was like
he's doing his California chat. A California roundtable.
Yeah, he's gonna have like Hosh in there. Angelina, are you gonna join him on that one? You're in California?
I think that's already happening. I don't know. I have no idea yet.
And if somebody else has a show happening on Fridays, let us know. We'll add it to the calendar. We already talked about Caliber Corner. Travis has been doing that show for a while now. That's in the mornings on Saturday. In the afternoons, Rick does Rick's Life as I See It. Another interesting show out of Rhode Island, correct? And then Clearing the Chamber with Tardot and Gunpowder Beauty is going to be up at 8. Rich White and Tardot do This Week Unloaded just after that. Sarge C4 does his show. Does he have it linked anywhere? We've got to figure that out, Night Strike. How come that guy doesn't have anything linked anywhere? And then, of course, Smeggy and Moon.
He doesn't have a channel set up yet, I don't think.
So one of the things we should have is, like, if you're going to be on the calendar, it's probably you should have a Gun Channels channel, right? So then the Smeggy and Moon show, the ultimate Saturday night extravaganza. It's been going on for over 13 years. Every single week they're live. Every single week it gets bigger and better. I think the Powerball lottery is just a pale in comparison to the amount of prizes and pageantry that happens on that show every Saturday night, so don't miss it. Sundays, there's all kinds of stuff happening. I'll let you look at the calendar for that, and then all kinds of things will happen during the day on Monday, starting with Early Watch. We'll be here for that one, and we will be back at midnight on Monday for this show. I don't think I'm missing anything. Guess it's Father's Day, so I don't know. Remember that's on Friday or Saturday, Sunday? What the hell day is it? Sunday? And then give you thank Spokane, Washington for that. Not your father. Thanks, Spokane, Washington. Midnight show Sunday at 10:30 or 22:30. Thanks, Patriot, for that. Vanessa Kitty was talking about something earlier. And I'm not going to read it because, as Gary said, the YouTube chat is invisible to me. Let's see what's happening on the Gun Channel side. Is anybody doing a show after this one? Do we know if there's a Tater Tube or some other night
If
thing
not,
happening?
I was going to open one. If someone else doesn't open one, I was going to.
Right on. So we'll stay tuned.
Channels after dark.
So there will be
Maybe I'll do an owl thing.
the Owl's Nest.
Yeah, maybe one of those.
Right on. So it looks like that we will have a conversation continuing on after this one. And I guess I don't have any songs or anything skewed up here. So does anybody have a quote that we can use tonight?
Quote?
No, do you have one?
I got one if someone else does.
Go ahead.
So a government that would deprive its people of the right to AR-15s with drum magazines and bump fire stocks must be made to understand. We are not locked up in here with it. It is locked up in here with us. James Madison.
Very good. And that comes from the Instagram series?
Yep.
The guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.
Ninja! Ninja! Ninja!